Hello! In this video I'll be performing and discussing the etudes for baritone saxophone for the 2020-2021 Georgia Symphonic All-State Band. Due to some COVID-19 restrictions, I'll be performing these etudes on alto saxophone, but remember, everything remains the same, just on alto they sound an octave higher than they will when you perform them on baritone. All of my advice will be just the same. Please listen as I now perform the Moderato cantabile. The title of the first half of the audition material, Moderato cantabile, literally means moderate, not too fast, not too slow, and singing. So throughout, focus on the beauty of your sound, use some nice vibrato, and if you're not comfortable with vibrato, scroll down through my YouTube channel and you'll find a nice resource to help you with that. And make sure that you're doing the utmost on the dynamics. And there are a lot of them in this portion of the etude. Also keep in mind that you're going to be recording this, and microphones don't pick up on nuances quite as well as human ears, so you need to do even more than you normally would. And then make sure you're going back through your recordings and making sure that you can actually hear everything that's on the page. A few other things to consider in this portion of the audition materials. Every time you have a grace pattern, make sure that the graces are not accented, and make sure that they happen before the beat. Graces should just accentuate the note that follows, nothing more. Make sure that you're using the side A sharp throughout, 1, 2, and then the bottom side key. That's going to serve you most effectively throughout the entire portion of the audition materials. Also, keep in mind all of those double sharps, the little X's that you see. Whenever you see a double sharp, it means that whatever the bass note is, you're going to raise it by a whole step. So for instance, the C double sharp has the same fingering as the D natural, the F double sharp has the same fingering as the G natural, etc. And finally, one other little technical piece of advice. In measure 24, I would play those G sharps with the low C sharp key. Remember that any of these keys in your left hand pinky, when you press them, they'll work just fine with 1, 2, 3 as a G sharp. Really helps with leaps down low, and I'll make sure that that C sharp is much easier to access. Now listen as I perform the Allegro giocoso. Allegro giocoso literally means quick and joking or playful. So throughout you need to be very careful to make sure that all of these articulations don't get heavy and overbearing. So one of the biggest pieces of advice I have on this, there aren't a lot of odd fingerings. You just need to make sure that in your practice process, you're going in small chunks. You're starting very slow and you're slowly building. And just as important as right notes and right rhythms with consistency is making sure that your hands and your arms and your shoulders and your embouchure all feel comfortable as you're working on this. Otherwise, tension's going to creep in, and this is going to keep you from performing at your best all the time. Another thing that I would recommend is to make sure that you're slurring as you're practicing pretty much as you're practicing the articulations that are on the page. One of the things that people could get into trouble with on this is accidentally starting to puff their air along with their tongue, and that's going to cause all kinds of accuracy problems as you go along. Other than that, again, slow and small chunks is the key to success on an etude like this. I hope that this has been helpful. My contact information is at the end of this video, and I encourage you, please reach out to me. I would love to give a free lesson to any of you. I would love to offer any other help or advice with this that I possibly can. But in the meantime, I wish you happy practicing and best of luck.